Hey, and I'm going to talk about the New Zealand Special Air Service Regiment. So I had a journey on selection twice, and I made it to day 4 of the New Zealand Special Air Service selection course. I wasn't selected for further training, however, I did complete 3 days of this selection course on 2 occasions. My normal job was as a rifleman in 2nd 1st Battalion, and I trained up for the New Zealand SAS selection course. And yeah, so I'm going to chat about that. So to begin with is you start with obviously your mindset is that you're either a civilian or you're serving in the New Zealand Defence Force and you're motivated and you want to be in the New Zealand SAS. So that's your mindset and you want to give the selection course a go. It's a bit of an undertaking, and you are going to sacrifice a lot if you do try to take up this endeavour. This was, I just came off a Solomon Islands deployment, and I wanted to have my first go at selection, and I was training in 2nd 1st Infantry Battalion. I was already a soldier and already been on a couple of deployments, so I was pretty keen to get amongst it and attempt the SAS selection course. My training consisted of running and pack marches and webbing running and fitness. I stayed away from the gym, which probably may have been to my detriment, as maybe building up the leg muscles would have been quite good for me. I was roughly about between 60 and 70 kg, so still quite light. But I was training pretty heavily and pack marching up hills and stuff like that. On my first selection attempt, I didn't drink enough water on day 1, and I was about 10 seconds over the time limit for the pt. However, on my 2nd and 3rd attempt, I made it to day 4. So yeah. Also, for my journey on selection, it was always hard. I remember being on my first successful completion of day 1. I was fairly tired, but I was still pretty amped and pretty and still sort of buzzing that I passed day 1. So yeah, that was quite good. Continued on the navigation days, and I was probably a bit slower than the rest, but I wasn't really too sure because you're not told your time, and it was in the Henua forest where we walked the hills. So yeah, it was good. On my 2nd attempt, I wanted to go all the way, but I pretty much performed to the same as my 2nd attempt. So on my 3rd attempt, I got to the morning of day 4, where they call out your names if you're not quick enough on the hills, and you get pulled off the course. And even though we got pulled off, we were still quite proud because there was only 3 of us really, and then there was about 15 to 20 people left, so about half the course left. so that we knew that we'd done sort of all right and stuff like that. And obviously on that course, Willie Apiata was the course manager, so that was quite cool. And he sort of shook our hands when we left the course and said, you know, we're still pretty glad you came up and you gave it a crack and stuff like that. Also on my second course, on my third course I mean, it was held in